This brief video shows you how to configure and run Longitude reports. Once you've launched Longitude, the simplest way to access reporting is to simply click on the Reports tab, and you'll be presented with a list of reports that are available to you. Anything above the horizontal line is performance-based and based on what your instance of Longitude is monitoring. Anything below the horizontal line is event-based. So event-based reports would be, give me a list of all my alerts from yesterday, for example, or report on Windows or syslog or whatever. You can see I've already picked a selected date range, but what I'll do now is pick a Windows report, and I can pick what servers I want to report on. I'm just going to do a group of servers that are part of my Exchange group here. And you can see here that I have a summary level report. Everything's rated for me. If I want more detail, I can simply click on the server itself, and you can see everything is time-stamped, and I can see exactly what all the data points are. I can identify problem patterns, so 2233 hours, 2233 hours. So I can see obviously that I have a pattern here. If I want to look at the raw data, I can just click on the table button, or I can go back to the graph. I can also schedule the report. So I can say I'd like this report to be run on a weekly basis, and it'll be batched up. I can have the report emailed to me, and it'll email it as XHTML, or I can export the report for consumption in SharePoint, for example. Once I batch it, it's going to show up in the portal here. You can create read-only users and just give them access to see what's going on but not make any changes. And here's that report. You can see I ran it. I can expand it and see the data in the report as well. Quick, easy, and neat. There's also a capacity planner built into Longitude, so let's launch that. Here's my real data center. You can see it's a test lab, and I've got a host with a handful of VMs. I'm just looking at CPU usage here, and you can see I have a pattern with a VM called Croatia. What I can do is I can try out different scenarios by clicking on the plus sign here, and I've created a scenario called Add VMs. And when I expand it, let me just collapse this for a moment, you can see it's basically a twin. And if I run it, it looks exactly the same. But here's what's really cool is I can go to a VM, and I can say, what happens if I add 6 more instances of a VM with these attributes, with this workload? And you can see that my CPU capacity is 18 gig. I'm almost at capacity. So maybe I need to justify adding more CPU. So I can go to the host and I can double up on the CPU. Or perhaps I don't want to double up on the CPU. What I can do is set it back to a lower value. I can clone this host. So now I have a new host, and I can say, okay, let me drag some VMs from this host to this host and see what that looks like. So now you can see I've got plenty of room here and plenty of room here. So as you can see, it's quick, it's easy, and it's neat. To learn more about Longitude, feel free to click on the link below or email us at sales@heroix.com.